He's been at Tottenham now, started his career going out on loans left, right and centre, built his career based upon having a certain outlook and disposition. He's playing in a side that we, as the consuming public or media, look at times and go, geez Louise, for the love of God, this is like watching paint dry, at times, and playing in a side where ultimately him and Son are the reasons why they win games on when they're not playing, but perhaps the reasons why the performance of the side is beyond unacceptable. I don't know where Tottenham go with Harry Kane, because the marketplace right now for Harry Kane to go for anything vaguely resembling what Tottenham might want for him, Tottenham would want, whether it's right or wrong and whether we can pick the bones out of this, is 150 million quid for him. Right? Who right now is going to pay that? Madrid aren't going to pay it. Barcelona aren't going to pay it.
No.
Who's going to pay this dough? So where's he going to go unless... How long has he got left on his contract? Has he got 2 or 3 years left, Joe? Do we know? But I don't think...
Plenty of time, I think.
I don't think there's any contract pressure on Spurs.
Can I throw in Man City?
Well, Man City are governed by the same protocols. I mean, that's a place he could go and a space that he could go into. But I don't like... Every time we link someone to a bigger club, then Man City become the ultimate victim of people suggesting that all they do is buy the best players. So I didn't want to get into that territory, because I'm normally criticised for saying, well, Man City will have him. And people saying, that's your agenda against Man City. But yeah. I just feel that Mourinho has an innate ability to keep players enfranchised that he likes. And he likes Harry Kane. So whilst the rest of us sit there pulling our teeth out with a pair of pliers, watching some of this dreadful football that Tottenham play, Mourinho does have an ability to sell, sand to a certain ethnicity at times.
Yes, yeah. No, I get where you're going with it. His contract's up, Danny, 2024. And if Harry looks at the league table this morning, in spite of Tottenham winning against West Brom at the weekend, they are still, 14 points behind Manchester City. So there is some distance there if Harry is ever dreaming about winning the Premier League title. And you would have to think someone of Harry Kane's standard pedigree, the lot, wants to be, they all do, but he really thinks that once his career's over, he wants to look back having won the Premier League title, doesn't he? Such is his standing.
Well, you'd think so. I mean, it's hard to know. Everybody's different with what they want from their careers, I suppose, in terms of some of the choices top players have made down the years. When you think of Shearer going to Newcastle instead of Man U. Matt Letizia was a great example, who was content and happy staying where he was for all that time.
Shearer won the league with Blackburn, didn't he?
He had won the league once, but I'm sure he wanted more. I mean, it's looking back, he probably maybe he wouldn't change things. Don't know. Premier League's top scorer. It's only he'll tell you that, but. Harry Kane is his own man. I think he is an ambitious boy. I think he will be wanting not just to win Premier Leagues, he wanted to be winning Champions League or competing. I know they got to the final under Poch. I don't see them being competitive in that arena again for a long time. I think it's a difficult one. I think if he stayed at Tottenham, he'd break every record. He'd always play. He'd be the top scorer continually. He'd probably break Allen's record if he carries on the way he is and stays reasonably fit over the next 4 years. We'll have to wait and see. I just think, the financial climate could be the one thing that stops him going. But if he is as ambitious as we think he probably is, then there's got to be a compromise somewhere down the line, because how can you keep a player that wants away?